Alright, here we go. So this is my new Fumo tank hookah. Well, actually it's not mine, it's a customer's. And I promised I'd make him some lights for it, so I figured, screw it, I'm going to videotape this so you guys can see how I do it. It's pretty simple. Take a look here. I've got, I'm also operating the camera by myself. I'm really talented. But obviously I've got my tank hookah right here. I have this one I'm making the lights for, and then another one, so I'm going to do two sets. So I've got some duplication here, but for the most part, everything I need is obviously my tank. I've got an X-Acto knife. You don't necessarily need that. You can just do a nice sharp blade of some kind of box cutter. Some silicone sealant, and RGB connector for RGB bulbs. I got two of those for each set. RGB controller with a 12-volt DC end on it. I have my cutters. And then I have this reel of RGB bulbs. These are 50/50 SMDs. These are the 300 count per 16 meters. So you can see I've already, there we go, I've already cut this one, so we're just going to do it that way. But this is pretty simple. I'm just going to get started here. Take your RGB bulbs and measure it to whatever length you want. Really, I'll just eyeball it with the tank itself. You know, I'm the kind of guy, too much light's probably, well, too much. So look for a good light. What we're looking for on the bulbs too, if you can see it, are these copper leads that are next to one another. That's actually where you can cut this. So when you're doing this, take that into account. So I can cut it here, here, and cut it here. And the next break point I have isn't even until here, and there's some soldering going on. Not really sure what all those are for. So really, for me, I'm going to have to cut it on this one. So I'm just going to go ahead. Anything more than this would be too long. It's going to look bad, so I'm hoping this is showing up on camera well. There's a black line right between them. Obviously, it's just the middle, and the idea is you want to cut on both sides. These actually now become, if you look and you'll see this on the next part, these actually become leads for, excuse me, the RGB connector. So this little lid pops off, this cap, and you've got connectors and then little cuts, and we're going to shave this off and connect them. But I'm also going to do my next set here. And it may or may not be the same length. I'm just going to do it. It looks like I'm going to do it the same length. That way nobody gets jealous. You know how people are, little kids. So yeah, it's just I did 3 sets. Cut this, and we are done with our LEDs. Put that off to the side. Goodbye. Now the next thing we need to do is actually shave off the silicone. So we have our freshly cut strip here. We're going to go ahead and remove the excess silicone. It's excess because we need it off in order to make a good connection with our LED connectors. So hopefully this will be visible enough for you. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the edge of your copper right here. I'm actually going to go a little bit past that. So the copper's right here. I'm going to go just a little bit past it and cut down. And I go beyond that to make room for the connectors encasement in the clips. And if there's too much silicone, even though the contacts are uncovered and able to push that juice, the box won't close and you'll have issues. And then you'll end up saying, ah, gosh darn it, Jason, JP's helper, that guy's an idiot. And then you'd be like, man, I'm glad I have that Danny t-shirt. Oh, Danny. He's already missed. He's been gone, what, 12 hours? Mm-hmm. Good God. He's going to be so happy if he ever watches this, how much I talked about him. Oh. He's like, oh, JP, he really likes me. I'm like, no, dude, you're just easy to make fun of, and you add a little humor to my little stupid presentation that no one cares about. Somebody cares about this. Someone's going to watch it. And if you're that person, do me a favor and write me a letter saying that you watched it and that you used it and it was very helpful. I didn't really go into a lot of details on what these parts are, but wherever this video is posted, whether it be on my blog, blog.suckathookahs, or on YouTube, I'll probably do transcripts and then text versions of all the parts, so you have the exact model numbers and where to get them. And I typically will link them out to if I got on Amazon or eBay or just some website out there. There's a lot of cool little places you can get some of this stuff, and I'll save you guys the trouble and the time and the money of experimenting. Just tell you what I'm using that's working. Alright, so that's all cleaned up, and I think you can see pretty well what I've done there. Alright, So then we take our RGB controller and hopefully get this on film. I want to make sure you guys do remember that I've cut my finger. Okay, that's probably to the bone. I'm going to have permanent nerve damage from this. And I did that for you. And look at how dirty my fingernails are from this. Jeez. Things I do for you. Okay, so anyway, moving on. We're going to slide it through. There's a groove in there, kind of hard to see. Maybe I'll jump on my Camtasia software and put little arrows, and make them blink and do some fancy stuff for you. But the idea is here, there's a little track that you're going to slide this through. And I don't know how to slide on tracks. Okay, so that's going to go in, make contact. We're not going to close it, actually. We're going to test this one again with the controller that we know works. So there I am, all nice and open. Bringing it back. We've got our RGB controller. Sometimes you have to flip these upside down. I feel like this one's going to be one of those. And we will plug in. Moving on. All right, here is, where are you? Here's our 12 volt power supply end from our controller. Okay. And we're going to plug that bad boy in. And lo and behold, the lights are on. Let's go wide on this. Boom. Boom. Pink lights. Just for Jason. Pink. Okay? And then I'm going to go a little wider here too, show you guys this. I've got, again, the controller, so I can change the mode, make it do all kinds of stuff. Jason, will you hit the light for me? So you can see I've got this on a pattern, and I can change the speed. I actually went to what looks like a solid color. If you're on a solid color with this particular controller, it'll change the brightness for you. So if you're on a solid color, the center button changes the brightness. If you're on a mode, the center button changes the speed of that mode. I hit solid color again because I'm a big dummy. Actually, it's because Jason turned the lights off and I can't see. Here we go. So you can see that. And that is pretty wicked. Now, with the lights still off, I'm going to go out a little bit more. Oops, that's in. I'm going to go out. I'm going to tip up so we can see the tank. And I'll show you what this looks like. Oops, I just shorted it. Can we turn the lights on? I broke something. Oh, when I closed it, I pushed the leads out. Sorry, guys. So that's why we cut the excess silicone off. It'll pop the leads. That's one of the things that can go wrong. So I'm not going to close that because I need to trim that a little bit more. But the idea here is, is that I'm going to embarrass myself the rest of the day. I'm going to try and show. So here's the first one we did. That's all ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and just put my Fumo tank right on top. It's going to lay nice and flat if I can get it flat, because I'm a dummy. I did not get it flat. I blame that on Jason. He wasn't helping me. I told him, I was like, dude, I'm going to need some help. All right, there's a lot of tension on this right now because I haven't tied it all up. And I don't know if you can see it on camera. The clip is open, so it's causing the lights to turn slightly, but they'll lay flat once we're done. Jason, can you hit the light again? And now we have a freaking amazing Fumo tank hookah. I mean, the thing it's amazing hookah anyway, but now it lights up, so it's just more amazing. And let's do, I don't know, what do we want, Jason? You want pink again? I know you like pink.
No, I don't want
pink. Let's
do the epilepsy.
Yeah, epilepsy, huh? Okay, let's get there. Hang on, where are we at? I don't know, I gotta roll through these cycles. I always forget. There we go, we're gonna get there soon. To get through the solid colors. There we are. And, come on, give me fast. There we go. Yep, yeah, we're police, and we are now going to have a seizure. Oh, there it is. That's fun. That hurts my eyes to look at. So you can do a lot of so if you want to go to a rave, maybe you're that kind of person, here you go. You're smoking your Fumo tank and you're raving. Jason's one that does that a lot. So in this, I'll tell you, you don't see it right now, but when there's smoke in the chamber and water, that is probably the most beautiful thing you're ever going to see. Other than my girlfriend. So, yeah. I don't have a girlfriend, by the way. I'm a really nice guy, so if any of you ladies are single, please keep me in mind. Can we turn the lights back on? Alright, so that's that. I'm going to unplug this and just really quickly wrap it up here with this supposedly quick demonstration of the production of lights on the Fumo tank hookah. Now, let's see if I can get this close enough that you can see what's going on. Alright, so right here, you can see there's I'm going to use my pointer, my X-Acto pointer. So right here, you can see there's a little bit of silicone that's inside the casement. So when I close the lid, it actually pushed it out. So what you got to do is make sure you go all the way and you cut all the silicone off to the edge of this box. Edge of the box, that's what she said. Right there, okay? So that's your mark, all right? And it's kind of blurry here, but you get it. So I'm going to do that on camera again. I'll probably edit some of this out later. And I'm also going to leave this right on here. And cut, just scrape, scrape, scrape until I get down very gently. You don't want to just dive in, cutting it, because you're going to end up ruining it. This is why normally an X-Acto knife is the way to go. My X-Acto knife sucks. It sucks silicone, apparently. So, but this stupid box cutter I picked up for 89 cents at Home Depot is excellent. Now, next in this amazing, wonderful, brief, and well-planned video series, I get that was all a joke. Is going to be I'm going to make the pod hookah from Fumo Glow by modifying the 10-inch stand. You can do it with 24. It's exactly the same as for our purposes. But we're going to do that, and we're actually going to conceal the lights inside the stand, and along with a wireless controller. And you can run the whole thing on a battery, like what we're doing right now. This is a battery I picked up online, and you can, some of these, depending on how many bulbs we use, you can actually run off a 9-volt battery. And they do in fact make rechargeable 9 volts, so pretty cool stuff. You can really do a lot with LEDs these days, especially with your hookah. So we got that trimmed up. We're going to close it, and boom. Last thing we do, silicone on the end. Mine's a little dry. Obviously I've used this many times. Okay, it's getting older. It is not this hard to work with when it's brand new. I oftentimes forget to close the lid. Oh no, I've got silicone in my deep mortal gash, and it actually burns. That sucks. God, I'm tough. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll just take all the audio out of this video and just do transcripts, because this is kind of silly. I'm kind of a jackass. And I do swear. I'm not editing that, okay? I'm sorry if you have a problem with my swearing. Okay, so there's that. That's going to dry, and we're done. So hope you liked it. Hope it was helpful. Hope it makes sense. Like I said, I'll have everything listed in print form. I'm typically a typer, not a talker. But yeah, you should have all that. Thanks, guys. Enjoy.